This video is going to cover parts of an expression or an equation. The very first thing that you need to know is what a variable is. A variable is just a letter that represents the number. It's your unknown in an equation, what you're solving for. Then there's a constant. A constant is a number with no variable. It's just a number. The coefficient is a number in front of the variable. So for example, if you had 3x, the coefficient is 3. The variable is x. Terms are part of an expression or equation that are added together. The key thing to remember here is this added part. Now you'll see why in a couple minutes. But it's a part of an expression or equation that are added together. And then like terms have the exact same variable part. Now you got to be careful here because if I have this and then I have this, these are like terms because they both have an x. If I did this, they are not like terms because one is x squared and the other one is just x. Now, like terms can also have absolutely no variable. So for example, those are like terms because their variable part is non-existent. They both don't have one, so they're alike. Okay? Let's move on and try a sample, shall we? Sample. For the following expressions, I need you to identify the terms, the like terms, coefficients, constants, and variables. If you want to pause the video right now, write this down and try and do this yourself, that would be wonderful. All right, first, the terms. Well, you have to remember that terms are the parts of the expression that are added together. So we have 2x, we have 5, and we have 3x. It's all of those things. Those are the terms. Now the like terms, remember they have to have the exact same variable part. So 2x and 3x are like terms. That's it. Coefficients are the numbers in front of the variable. So if you look at the variables, oops, let me get my highlighter. It's this and it's this because it's the number that's right in front of them. So I have a 2 and I have a 3. Constant is a number that has no variable. Well, that would be our 5. And the variable, well, the only one we have here is an x. Now it has variables right here, because you may have some with x's and y's, maybe x, y, and z even. You can have multiple variables. Okay? Now this is a very straightforward, simple example. The next one that I have is a little trickier. Let's try that one. All right, this one. I have 3x plus 2y minus x plus 5. This one is tricky for two reasons. Okay? First of all, when you're identifying the terms, remember the terms are part of an expression that are added together. Well, I have a subtraction in here. That changes things. You could look at this one of two ways. Remember that all subtraction can be changed to addition. So I can add a negative x. Okay, now it's addition. Which means that when I'm identifying the terms, I have 3x, I have a 2y, I have a negative x, and I have a 5. This right here is what most students miss. They don't realize that that's actually a negative x, and they just write x. So if you remember that it's parts of an expression that are added together, you could change to all addition. You add the opposite, and then you'll remember. Or what you could do is you could just look at it like this. You could say, you know what? This right here is the term, a negative x. This is the term, a positive 5, a positive 2y, and a positive 3x. You could look at that like that. Okay? That, I think, is the easiest way. Just to box it and then look at that as the sign. Okay? So for my like terms, I have 3x and a negative x. That's all I have. For the coefficients, this is where the other tricky part comes in. Coefficients, I have 3 right here, I have a 2 right here, and I have something right there that a lot of students miss. So I have 3, 2, And then what's in front of a variable? Remember that if we don't have a number written there, it's the same thing as having a 1. Because 1 times x is just x, so we don't write it. We don't put it in there, but it is there. So the other coefficient then is a -1. That is another common student thing to miss. The constants, I only have 5. And then the variables, I have x and I have y. Okay? So that's it for parts of an expression. But be careful with those, the two tricky things that I mentioned here, because those are really common mistakes. Okay, goodbye.